Hello everybody, Crow back again with another pickups video. I know it's literally been less than a day from my last pickups video, but I knew this item was coming and I wanted to make a separate video for it nonetheless. And that item is the Nexus 4. Now this isn't, I guess I will kind of do an unboxing at the end of this, but that's not really the point of this, nor is it to really show all the features of that. There are plenty of videos out there that show the Nexus 4. What this video is really about is why I wanted to get one, and kind of like the experience that I've had in getting one, and why I'm kind of lucky to be holding one right now. Let's start off with why I wanted a new phone. As you may or may not know, about a year and a half ago, over a year and a half ago, I did a pickup video where I picked up this phone. This is the T-Mobile G2X. I still got the box for that here, and it's a great phone, but it supposedly ran stock Android, which is what I really want. I'm not interested in like a Samsung Galaxy S3 or something, or a Galaxy S2. I am interested in those phones, but what I'd have to do is root them and put on a custom ROM with stock Android, because any phone by HTC and Samsung, I don't know who else is out there, but those are the first two that come to mind, come with alternate versions of Android. And as such, when there's a new version of Android, those versions usually either never get pushed to those phones because they want you to buy another phone, or it takes a really long time because they have to retweak their custom UI to redo everything, basically. And that's why it takes longer for those phones to get updates. So I got this T-Mobile G2X because supposedly it was stock and it would get updated faster. And what happened? Well, it didn't really happen that way. In fact, it was stock, but it still had bloatware on it, so it caused me to root it in less than a week to get rid of that bloatware. And then the supposed update that came out like a month later, didn't get pushed onto this. Oh, I didn't shut you up, did I? Anyway, it didn't get updated for months after that, and I was like, okay, that's it. And I started throwing custom ROM after custom ROM, and I was stuck with one. I can't even remember the name of it. Oh, CyanogenMod. I was using that for the longest time, and I started having troubles. So I was like, okay, let me, I tried a bunch of stuff. It got worse. So when I say it got worse, it would like freeze, lock up, reboot, that kind of thing. So I figured, okay, let me try a different ROM. And for the past month or so, I was cycling through ROMs on this phone like crazy. I finally happened upon one that was fairly stable. It was Bionics X. The only problem with it is that the GPS doesn't seem to work on this now, but it was better than phone call, the phone working. I was using a couple other ones where, everything would seem fine, but then I wasn't able to take a call or something. The microphone didn't work, the speaker didn't work. Just very weird things with these custom ROMs. And I was like, I guess I could have put the original ROM on there. And basically Bionics X is like the very, very, very base ROM that was on this phone, gingerbread, but with some slight tweaks, and it seemed to work fairly decently. But until the one time I needed to use GPS, and it didn't work, and I was like, oh man, okay, well, anyway, so I was kind of looking to see what phones. I was kind of starting to keep my eyes open for a new phone, and that's when I heard about this, the Nexus 4. And I was like, Nexus 4, you know what? When I heard about the Nexus 7, I pre-ordered that. And you all know my experience from the Google Play Store. If you haven't heard my experience from the Google Play Store, I have a video up for that. I might link that down below. And it was largely negative. And I'd said I'd never order anything from the Google Play Store again. And apparently that was a lie, because that's exactly where I got this from. But you have to hear me out on this. I really had very little choice in the matter. I mean, this I wound up getting at GameStop. This I wasn't going to be able to pick up anywhere, really, except for one of two places. One of them being the Google Play Store. But anyway, let me get back to why I wanted this phone. It had everything, basically everything I wanted in my next phone, and also very low price, out of contract. This phone, this is the 16 gig version of the Nexus 4, cost me $350, unlocked and out of contract. That is crazy for a phone of this specs. Quad core, 1.5 gigahertz processor. The 16 gig, a lot of people complain that is on the low side, but honestly, I can look beyond that because I never load up my phone with like videos, movies, and music. I never really listened to music on this thing. So, and the number of apps you could put on there. I've got the Nexus 7 here, and I got the 16 model of that, and I got this nice case with it. Thanks to Pocket Migo for for showing me a link to a couple. It was a link that showed where I could get these. This case only cost me like $6. It's a really nice case. It never really showed that, but it folds out and it's got a nice tray and stuff. But anyway, I digress. I'm kind of flip-flopping all over the place. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the 16 gig will be fine for me. I don't usually load up my phone. I load it up with apps, but how many apps can you use at once? I don't think I could use 16 gigs of apps. If I get to that point, there's obviously going to be something I could take off. And I usually don't get those big, giant games to play on my phone. The biggest thing I have on my phone is the Pinball Arcade. That's really the only thing I really care about. In fact, that's the only game I have on this right now. And it's the only thing I go to when I want to play a game. The other downside to this phone that a lot of people were complaining about is that there's no LTE. Now, no LTE does not equal no 4G. Now, since I'm on T-Mobile, they don't have LTE anyway. What we have is HSPA+, which can be considered 4G. And I don't want to get into this whole argument of HSPA+ is not 4G. It's technically 3G. But then again, the current specs that Verizon and all those other carriers like Sprint, they're running LTE on, are really 3G specs anyway. It's just that they call it 4G because I didn't want to get into this, but the ITU, when they originally put forth the specifications for what 4G is, the current LTE network they were building didn't meet that requirement. So they begged and said, let's call this 4G anyway. But yeah, LTE can be faster than HSPA+. It depends on your location where you are. I'm in the Chicagoland area. I've never really had a problem with 4G on this one. And this even has faster HSPA speeds than this phone. So I might be able to get an improvement there. I don't know. I really don't know until I try it out. But I never really had a problem with 4G on this phone. I'll load up YouTube videos on HD, and they'll run really good. So I don't really get buffering or anything like that. So I can't complain there. I don't really need LTE. So so basically, who would like this phone? Basically anybody on T-Mobile. If you're on any other network, AT&T's HSPA 4G speeds kind of suck from what I've heard. They're not as good as T-Mobile's because they're trying to push out that LTE too. So yeah, also there may be an LTE version of this phone in the future. From what I understand, the chip for LTE is on this phone, just not the radio for it. So all they really need to do is put that antenna in there, and this would be LTE compatible. Also, this is almost the same phone as the LG Optimus. I can't remember LG Optimus something. I can't remember. It's either G or L. I can't remember. But that phone's got LTE in it too. So that's pretty much the equivalent of this phone. Anyway, that's why I wanted to go with this phone. Now, all right, kind of spaced out there for a second. I totally lost my train of thought. But when I got the L7, when it was announced, they put up pre-orders for it. Now, the whole story with this was that, my pre-order accidentally had the wrong address on it, and Google basically told me I was trying to get my address fixed, and I thought they were going to fix my address. And instead of fixing my address, they canceled my order, making it harder for me to get this, which is why I canceled my order. Well, I didn't re-up my order. They canceled it for me, and I wound up reserving it at GameStop and getting it like within a week or two anyway. But this phone, $350 for 16 gig, it was only available for that price at the Google Play Store. Now, 2 days after this went on sale November 13th on the Google Play Store, it's available for $200 with a 2-year contract at T-Mobile, which I didn't want to do, and I wasn't 100% sure if I was up for an upgrade anyway. Also, you could have bought this phone straight out for $500 on T-Mobile, $150 more than Google Play Store was selling for. So it seemed kind of silly to go to T-Mobile to buy the phone. Hey, hello. To buy the phone. So what I did was, the night of the 12th, I was like kind of searching through. I usually go to XDA developers forums, and I was trying to figure out, well, is this phone gonna go on sale at midnight or not? And I was kind of just thumbing through the forums, kept going page after page after page after page, tons of pages, one thread, well over 1,000 pages, trying to figure out. And a lot of people were waiting up because Google really gave no information as to whether or not the phone was going to go on sale or not that night. And then it was eventually discovered that, hey, it's going to go on sale 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I was going to be at work at that time. So, okay, went to sleep, woke up, went to work. While I was working, I had the Google Play Store page up, and every time I would finish something, I would refresh it. Now, at about 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time was 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, which was where I was. So, by 10:30, I've had the page up, and I was kind of refreshing, and the next time I refreshed it was 10:45. Bam, for sale. I saw 15 minutes before it was actually supposed to go on sale. Apparently, a lot of other people had been refreshing, had auto refresh on their browsers and everything. So I was like, okay, stop what I was doing, tried to order it from my computer, and Google's site was so hammered that I kept having to add it to my cart, the page breaking, and adding to my cart, the page breaking, and then when I finally got to the point to where I can select my address, that form was broken. It told me I couldn't even select my address that was locked in there, so I had to type in my address manually, and clicked on it, and it appeared, it just processed. It just said processing. I didn't want to do anything else, and it stayed processing forever. It never got off processing. But after checking my credit card and Google Wallet, everything, it said my item was pending. Now you would think that would be, oh yeah, you're gonna get it. It says it said like shipping November 15th, which I guess is 2 days for processing and 2 days shipping. But then after I was looking in the forums, nobody really got any information after that. And in fact, the next day, people were getting, were in the same situation as me, were getting emails saying that, hey, this item's back ordered, it could take up to 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, am I going to get one of those emails? Is it going to take me 3 weeks too? And I never got one. And in fact, the next day is when I got, I'm logged into this UPS choice thing or something like that. So whenever I get as a package that's being mailed out to me, UPS will actually send me a notification saying that, hey, we got a package coming out to you. And I actually got the UPS notification saying a package had been made, and I knew it was this. And I never heard anything for Google for like another day. I mean, Google was hammered, but their customer service was awful as well, because even though I didn't experience the awful Google customer service, I was reading the forums, and people were getting emails saying, hey, this item's back ordered, we'll have it shipped out to you in 3 weeks. And there were a couple of people who were like, well, you know what, I'm not going to be at this address in 3 weeks. And they'd called to change their address, and Google customer service basically said, we can't change the address, we have to cancel your order. So, it's not encouraging to know that in the months between the Nexus 7 launch and the Nexus 4 launch, Google hasn't figured out how to change somebody's address without canceling the order. But yeah, some people actually got theirs on Friday. This is Monday. I got mine. If you look on eBay right now, these things are selling like hotcakes on eBay. I mean, the only good thing about this whole situation is that there's a whole bunch of resellers out there that were trying to purchase this device and got their confirmation saying that it'll ship this day, and they went out and posted their stuff on eBay and then got a notification saying it would be delayed 3 weeks. But what's crazy about that is, even though if you go on eBay, you can see some of those people saying, oh, this device, I got an email from Google that says this device will be shipped in 3 weeks. I will ship it when I get it. People are still bidding on it, and those those auctions are going like crazy, like up to $700 in some cases for this $350 phone, at least through the Google Play Store. Now, a lot of people really want this phone. They are buying it through the T-Mobile store, which I've heard is all sold out. But I'm going to have to go to the T-Mobile store anyway, because this phone has a regular SIM card, and I need a micro SIM card for this. So after I open this box up, I'm going to run to the T-Mobile store and get my SIM card. For right now, I'm going to move the camera and unbox this. Yeah, so if you're not interested in unboxing, I know unboxing seems kind of but at least, you know, it's a device. It's not like a video game. So I've never done an unboxing before, so who knows? You know, if you don't like unboxing, just turn off the video. Going around. Alright, so here's the box of the Nexus 4. It's actually very similar to the box of the Nexus 7, just smaller. I don't have a Nexus 10, but I could just imagine that the box would be bigger. Really just some words on the back. Different words than the Nexus 7, but that's not what's important. Let's open this up. Got the black box. It's very similar to the box for the Nexus 7. Some tape here we just need to cut. It's a pretty dull knife, and we'll just unbox it, and there it is, right on top. Nice how it tells you that the power is over here, and the plus and the minus is over here, which may throw me off because on this phone and the Google, the G1, T-Mobile G1 that I had, the power button was on the top, and the volume buttons are on the side. So basically it's reversed for me, and there's nothing on top, so that might screw me up a little bit. But yeah, we got the device. It's very thin. And it does have that sparkly effect on it that I've heard about. Yeah, you could kind of see that sparkly effect. That's pretty nice. There's a, I think there's is there a cover on this? I guess not. There's one on here, obviously, but I guess not on the back. So we'll peel that off. Don't need that anymore. But yeah, very, very nice Nexus on the back. LG. But then again, this is really just for the people that really don't know anything about this phone. I'm sure that if you were interested in this phone, you'd know all this stuff already because of weeks and weeks of looking up footage and stuff for this phone. But that is a pretty cool sparkly effect. You hardly notice it, and then it just kind of shimmers. That'll never get old. But then again, I may put a backplate or a bumper on it. Just for one thing I've heard is it kind of slides around, so I might need some more stability. But compared to my other phone, it's the G2X, my old phone here. It's a little bit bigger, but my G2X seems bigger because thickness-wise, because I've got an extended battery in there. What happened was I broke the backplate on my the original backplate that got cracked right by where the camera was, the glass. And it was actually cheaper to get a battery and an extended case for the battery than to just get an official backplate. So that's that. Let's see what else is in here. We have the Nexus 4 Quick Start Guide, which I am not going to use at all. It'll just stay in there forever. We've got our adapter and with the USB plug in it, and of course the micro USB. Also, this little thing here, what is this for? Oh, this is the SIM eject tool, and I'll need that to put the, well, actually I don't need that to put the SIM in. I'll need it to get the SIM out if I ever do that. I mean, I figure that just, yeah. Or wait a minute, let me see that, how that works right now. Because I guess it's a tray. I never really saw a video on this. Come on, get out, you. There we go, just rip that thing in half. So yeah, the SIM port. See, I know all about this phone, even though I've had it for like 2 seconds. I don't know. There's a little hole right here. If we hit that, yep, it pops out. Huh? Never really saw that. Okay, yeah. And then this little tray comes out right here. You put the little micro SIM in there, pop that back in. So yeah, interesting. I will need to keep that somewhere safe, or get a needle or something. Let's turn this on. That's right, the power, see, it's like I don't know which way I'm holding it now. The power's over here, and the buttons, the volume buttons are over here. That's different than the Nexus 7. Google X. And actually, after this video is done, this is when exactly my plan of action. I am going to post this video. I'm going to run to the T-Mobile store. I'm going to get my micro SIM card because I don't have one. And then I'm going to root this phone. Why am I going to root the phone? There's actually a couple apps that I like using that require root. And the biggest one that I would love to use, that requires root, is Titanium Backup, just in case. But yeah, that's the phone. For more information on this phone, I guess, see, I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to have a connection. Well, I would have Wi-Fi, but I'm not going to continue with this yet. I'm going to turn this off. Power off. Phone will shut off. But it feels very nice. Good size. 4.7-inch screen. No touch buttons on the side. The touch buttons are built onto the screen, just like I believe it was the Samsung Galaxy S and the Nexus 7. And after using the Nexus 7 like that for so long, put that on the back here. It looks cool. I love the way the buttons are integrated into the screen. I didn't think I'd like that, but I really do, and that's another reason why I wanted to get this phone. Anyway, I'm sure I made a plenty long video with it was just a story I wanted to tell and why I wanted to upgrade my phone. The unboxing was just purely coincidental, and I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna really show off the phone anymore. I mean, unless there's a game or something like that, I kind of really want to show for an example or not. But it's a phone. It's got the same stuff that I can do on here. It's just a better screen, bigger screen, smaller phone. So yeah, I might want to get one of those bumpers too. I wonder, yeah, it's kind of got a rubbery thing around here, and then it's got the Gorilla Glass here, which are already picking up my fingerprints, and I heard that was going to be the case, and then Gorilla Glass 2 on the front. But yeah, I'm off to use the phone for a while to see if I really like it. I have a feeling I will. I really like this phone, but you know what? You just can't work 100% for me anymore. So I'm going to go with this. Won't need to load a custom ROM on here, but I will need to root it at the very least. So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. See y'all next time. Yeah, bye.
Space Chief failed miserably and tried to cover up his shame.